Now, as the COVID figures in the country continue to show a declining trend, India is now unlocking our markets, malls, and even workplaces. And now a lot of discussion is about what next. Will workspaces now opening for the moment with 50% capacity in certain states or even in the others? Is that something that is going to have an impact on our lives yet again? Have you gotten too used to work from home? Do you not want to go back to work? Or are you somebody who is raging to go back and get creative and ideate with your colleagues at work? Well, that's a debate that is going to take a long time. But today on the program, we are going to talk about what the future of work from home is looking like. We've got some surveys for you. Also, we'll be joined by experts who will give their insight into what have been the learning so far and thus what's going to be the guiding force for the future as well. So without any further ado, let's get into our explainer. On the program today by K. Ganesh, back with us on the same subject. And I have Choco also back with us. So Ganesh and Choco were both with us on a previous episode of FII, where we were trying to still decode what exactly work from home will have for us. So today, very interesting to have them back and see have their opinions changed at all and what is the future looking like at this point. We also have with us on the program Saurabh Tawar. He is the VP Sales Chain for Chayos. And we have Sharad Dhal with us. He is the COO for PolicyBazaar.com. Thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us on the program. Let me first, and we'll go to Choco then first. At this point, how are you feeling about work from home? How are the employees feeling? What are your thoughts on what's the future looking like as India unlocks now?
Yeah, Sonal. Thank you. I think it's a mixed feeling. 50% are looking at definitely coming back to work and they're dying to come back to work, but 50% are hesitating and saying that they would definitely want to be at home. Okay. So it's that kind of a shift. And another interesting divide is also that the senior people and the mid-level are tending to want to work at home. And the junior people who do not, because in many ways I see an office like a school uniform. It's a uniform platform. Everybody is in the same place and there's no level. But if you work at home, you might have a small home. You might not have the ability to have a separate workspace or something. So that's a challenge. And sometimes women, like you mentioned, it is a preference for them to stay and work at home, and it gives us industry a better talent pool to recruit from. But some of the women say that it's still just a year away, so they don't know what's the office and what's at home. Like, they need a cup of coffee or something like that. The kids are disturbing them, those kind of things. So we're seeing a mixed trend. I'd say it's 50-50 right now. But another interesting thing that we have done right now is for the junior staffs coming in. So we've created something called a V-Hive, where we take one building and all of them stay and live there. And in another building next door, they actually work. So this way they're able to stay and work together. And because 35% of an employee's salary is spent on rent, the junior employee's salary. So this way we are housing them for free. And we call them like a beehive. You call them V-Hive with V Technologies, whatever. So, but that's the concept. And we are going into places like Tiruchi, Chittoor, smaller towns, and enabling them to stay and work at home or come in and work in the office, live together as well. So these are new concepts that we've been thinking of.
I love what you've told us about this new V-Hive concept as well. It's a new sort of hybrid model coming up. My concern, however, is if there are more and more younger people going, they are the ones who actually don't have the vaccine cover right now. So them being outdoors and, meeting with people, is that going to become a bubble or how safe is that? But we'll come to that in just a bit. I want to come back. We've spoken a lot about productivity and I want to talk about the cost effectiveness of work from home as well. It works great for the employer and the employee both. So Choco, is that something that could be perhaps a guiding force on what's going to come ahead? And again, the same question. We're talking now when at least majority of the mid-age people have taken, at least in the metros, taken their first dose of the vaccine, not fully vaccinated, but taken the first dose. You're talking at a day when vaccines for all above 18 are going to be free as well. Great step. the supply chain is going to increase as well in the days to come. Is that something that could change with more and more people coming under the vaccine cover?
Yeah, definitely, because I mean, one is more vaccination that will give us more surety. Because right now, what we're doing is in these beehives and these centers, anyone coming in, we're creating a bubble. Like what the IPL originally had conceived. So they take a test and then only then they come in. And actually providing a like, you know, like we were discussing.
To pick, though, knowing how it went.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying like original conceived, right. So that like, you know, we're making sure that people live together and work together, so there's no outside interaction, and even the cafeteria, everything is inside it. So like creating an ecosystem around it. And like you mentioned, cost, Sonal. So one of the huge costs was like, you know, transporting people back and forth to office, right? So we used to provide transportation, especially night, people working at night and those kind of things. So that is going to reduce. And then office spaces in the cities are very expensive. Metros are very expensive. So now we're moving into rural areas. So with the beehives going in. So that way it's going to percolate more economy. And then perhaps the government should also think of giving tax stops to industries doing work from home, because seriously, we are reducing the load of the infrastructure because people would travel in and out like what.
All right, leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your thoughts on this. Well, during the research of the program, quick note I want to leave you with. A lot of HR experts and heads we spoke with and recruiting agencies, they said people now more and more are opting for jobs which give you flexibility. So that's something for the heads to actually think about. That's all on FIR today. We'll see you again tomorrow, 6:30. Bye-bye for now.